head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there with a big smile, on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait. They lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there with a big smile, on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, on handcuff my officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters.
Wow.
It's off the hip.
Yes, sir, chat. We here. Unwelcome your thoughts. Off the hip. My brother Razor, your boy HD. We are here to talk about Smackdown. Go home for Crown Jewel. Man. Now listen, chat. This wasn't live. If y'all been around, y'all been seeing what's been going on. This was actually taped last Friday at Barclays. So, you know what I'm saying? There was a few things that came out over the internet over the week, spoilers, and we also got some things video package wise that personally they didn't show when I was in the building. So, it was interesting to see those few video packs right there. Before we get into everything else, cuz I feel like we touched on most of the like what was gonna happen from last week. You got to catch the solo promo.
I did.
How you feeling about that? I think those are always money when they get him back there in that environment with the table, and you see him with the Tongans and Jacob. It's just a real vibe right there.
Again, everyone has their sweet spot, and he took to that like a fly into the light.
So like, I'm gonna just get into what's been kind of like jumping my nerves with this whole expediting things. It just feels like continuity been a little all over the place on the behalf of WWE because of how quick they got to do this. I still don't know at what moment did we get an official challenge from somebody to somebody else.
You talking for this Bloodline tag match?
Yeah.
It was just thrown on Twitter.
And then
Like,
even
like, and like I said, this is the product of stuff being pre-taped. Shit's gonna get out. Folks are gonna speculate, so they're like, "Bug it, we're gonna announce anyways." But here it is.
and even on TV, we don't get the reunion yet between the Bloodline, Roman and the Usos, but they put on the screen the match for tomorrow. So that tells me because we didn't see that graphic in person or nothing. So again, when I was asking these questions, like Crown Jewel tomorrow, like what? I think going forward, I think we're in 2024, about to be 2025. The whole doing a pre-taped and making it seem like it's that like it's still live. I think I'd have been perfectly fine if they would have get like did the show the same way, but let us know this is basically an extension from last week as they go
Or
onto their
the
travel to
obvious,
Saudi.
or the obvious of what's likely to come. They'll just that Friday will just be in Saudi, and either it's especially when they jump to Netflix, instead of us waiting for it to air on TV at 8 year time or 5 year time, 8 my time, but it'll just be right there on Netflix, ready to go.
It was just bizarre because the last time they did a SmackDown from Saudi when they did the King and Queens
King of
of
the
the
Ring.
Ring. So maybe it was just easier for the Bloodline to just do everything under the roof under one time. or
I don't know.
but for me, it just feels like also I want to tie in the kickoff for today into why I had a issue with how things are being expedited. It feels like Michael Cole started to ask Jimmy or Jay a valid question as to like how could you forgive Jimmy after costing you all these opportunities, and Jimmy's kind of like, yo, let's not talk about it right now. Like, so I don't know at what point
Well,
they're gonna. I don't even think they're gonna give us any answers. It might be one of those things. Like they kind of just like we're family. You
well,
know, shit happens.
Jay kind of tied that into his promo today because he basically looked at both and said, "Hey, we really ain't cool like that. Like, I'm doing this because it's family. You give me one reason why I should think otherwise, I'm out." And he kind
Hmm.
of looked at Jimmy, based told him, "You can get it too if you want it."
And it just yeah, it feels like it's a bit a
So
different direction than what we imagine it going. As
y'all can
far as
hate me for
act-
this.
the moment between Jimmy and Jay, that's kind of like, yo, my bad. I messed up. I costed you so many times. You beat me at Mania.
It was AEW like. I said it.
And I hope this isn't a format that they try to really like get away with because it was a double taping, and I feel like last week SmackDown wasn't completely live either.
It's a little
And
sloppy.
they kind of like slid it in there like it was a live show because it was it was filmed the same night that it was aired. Yes, it was like a delayed live. They gave us bits and parts of the show scattered out from when it actually happened in real time. So I just hope WWE doesn't get comfortable with that format because I feel like I seen continuity issues today watching what I seen between the kickoff and SmackDown. And it's not too much serious, but again, I would have
It's
wanted
enough that we noticed, and some of it shouldn't have been that obvious.
it just I'm gonna get into it. I think something has to happen now, bloodline wise. Maybe
Well,
Sammy interferes in the match and
I was
helps
gonna say,
Solo on them win.
after what we saw Monday, I think we know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's like you, the prospect of bloodline versus bloodline, we're kind of burning it right here. It should to me the first bloodline versus bloodline. If it was gonna be at War Games, it should have been there, and we could have kept building throughout this whole way.
Well, again, who says we're gonna finish this match? Like I said, Sammy's likely gonna pull up. Old Dwayne could pull up.
Man,
Other folks could like plausibly pull up, but the red herring in this is if this was the plan all along, cool. Why did we go through all the other bullshit with Jay long before? Was it just because Jimmy was still rehabbing, or what was the move?
hey, where's Paul Heyman?
Whose side is he on?
The Jimmy question is
Where's
a
Brock?
man. The Jimmy question is a good one because it feels like honestly, I think there was no real rhyme or reason other than for us to get to this time period around war games, and I think Saudi might have just expedited this a little bit more too. Like if there's no Saudi show, I doubt we get what we've seen over the last few. I think we may get it slower or with more explanation behind it. Things kind of just happen rapid fire, like even down to the bloodline losing the titles to Motor City Machine Guns.
So hypothetically, at least, so maybe plausibly, we could have gotten the machine guns versus the gorillas at Crown Jewel. We may have gotten the hug at Crown Jewel potentially.
You could have saved it for that way too, but instead we getting like they expedited all of that. I didn't think that was very like. I mean, that was a cocky Bloodline-esque move. It took me by surprise that they actually gave them the opportunity right there on the spot. But I could see why they just finished the match with DIY, so they feel like they got the upper hand, and then that's when Jay and Jimmy come and ruin their day. But even that link up, right? It was kind of like we just got Jay telling Jimmy to get out his face emphatically. Like it was like I don't even want to see you. Like get out of it. Now we know their family, they can get over that. But in that moment, it felt like okay, he might be pushing him away for a little like more's gotta be done to get Jay over. And nah, not much.
What if Jay turns on Jimmy and Roman tomorrow?
I don't see it.
They've done Triple H has done weird shit like that before in the
That'll be a
breaking up and splitting
change.
up of the Usos in the matter of a week.
Man. They have had a lot of twists and turns, so many that we would have to go back to actually keep up with what's going on sometimes. But
Well, the
recent
thanks to the
memory,
beautiful people on Twitter, there have been several videos that sums up this current time to speed things up with past video clips of Solo and Sammy.
mm,
There's one of my favorite ones is Ricochet and Madcap Moss talking to Sammy, and then Solo just cleans up both of them.
hmm and that's going to be the interesting part. Like we touched on the other day, he wanted to get the approval from Roman, and he's getting the approval from Solo. So we're gonna see with how Sammy chooses to handle that. It's like something like Keish talked about on his podcast. It's almost hard for me to like not see Sammy in the original Bloodline though. Like,
And it's one of those pieces that when we first watched it, we're like, why is this the thing? Why is this going on just as long? Till like, okay, this is actually a key role in some big chapters of the story.
hmm
Hate to admit it.
and it's like also hearing like somebody that's in, like Rikishi, he's in. He's one of the elders of the Bloodline. He considers Sami Zayn Bloodline. So Sammy very, like you said, he very much has a place in this story on either side. It makes sense, but it's almost like I'm gonna be honest. It's almost like I only wanted to see family versus family in this. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish we could have kind of got us like skip by the Sammy stuff a little bit and got introduced to the other members. Now, if the Sammy stuff is gonna lead us to the introduction of other members, then I'm with it. But if I feel like it's just a side chapter and it was used and other things got rushed in the process too, I don't know. It's just gonna feel rushed. You know what I'm saying? Like what we was talking about innings. It's just like 3 up, 3 down kind of inning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
That's the
now
type
we're
of
in the old
vibe.
baseball rules to where we're gonna have a 4 hour game.
Hmm. And
Yeah,
that's
but
the thing about baseball. The tempo of the game could definitely change.
and boy, has this tempo changed for better or worse. I guess we'll know at the end of the month.
I don't think I'm gonna be honest. Like when I talk about this, I'm not in a stance where I think it's completely bad. I'm just concerned with the comfortability level. WWE, I hope y'all don't get comfortable with doing this too often with other storylines. Like where you got us waiting
With
a
the Judgment
draw
Day,
out.
prime example.
It's kind of like I'm gonna be honest. They killed the steam of Rhea a little bit and definitely Damian Priest in favor of I don't know what. Because in all honesty, Dom was already like a cool heel. Like everybody loved to hate him. You know what I'm saying? He was in that territory. Liv, people was getting to love her too a little bit, or love the bad parts about her. So I don't know what they did to the and also I don't see much from JD. We spoke with Carly. It's just like the Judgment Day got a weird vibe to it now. So when it was with all of them together, our Truth was there. It had like a badass, cool, comedic vibe. And I told you this before. Their little stuff feels like high school drama storylines. Like it just, especially now, with like it feels like the cool kids is at the table, and you try to kick out
Hmm.
two of your friends that was with the cool kids. It's like the mean girls. The mean girls are being mean. You know what I'm saying? And a lot
But
of work has been put into the Judgment Day to really make them look like top tier. Like they
well, aside
really
from
went on the
Bloodline, that's the
front.
second longest story that they have.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just like you said, if certain things aren't treated with the same energy, we can't just change the pace at any given moment and expect the same kind of emotion from the viewers and the fans. Like you can't. It's sometimes almost impossible if not done right. Like I can't see too many instances where they rushed things and it felt right. I do say this though, the Pop J and the Bloodline got like listening back on SmackDown. That shit again to me it was way louder than the hug that they got.
Just the fact that they were singing Jay's theme after they stopped playing the music spoke volume.
Oh yeah, it was definitely turned up in the
Because that
building.
that was essentially the WWE universe telling Roman he is your equal.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, that's another thing I'm concerned about too. If I'm gonna be honest, like I seen Jay on the kickoff, he basically got his same gear on, but now with the Bloodline colorway red.
Yep.
And I'm like, that kind of take. I mean, it don't take away, but it was really like what made him him. What he was doing that popped. It's kind of like we've seen him in the red with the blood. Like it's right
But
back in
it,
the same
but again, Crash Out Jay a little different now.
man.
He could be back.
It's looking like it too, though. I mean, with the words he said to Sammy on
and
Monday,
and then on top, imagine Crash Out Jay versus Braun Breaker. We got a whole different match right there. They still got to run it back.
I think it's tough for me because I'm just starting to embrace the yeet again. Because it was remember it was those few months where he was just yeeting, and I was like, we need some layers to this, and then we
Or
started
look at
getting
it
it.
this way: Nightwing just had to switch up to Red Hood for the one time.
Yeah, man, we gonna see how they able to do it. You know what I mean? Because again, I felt like the rebuttal, the promo and the kickoff today. I don't know. It just didn't. I guess it's because they trying to play with the fact that SmackDown was still aired. Like you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? It still had the air later, so maybe that's why the promos felt a little funny. But
Yeah, and like I said, hopefully lesson learned that, especially when you do an overseas show, whatever. You did it for all the other ones. You might as well have done it for this one too.
yeah, like unless they really, I mean, they still had them do the kickoff show, so it's like I don't,
And watch tomorrow's show be a replay of what we saw today on Twitter or on YouTube.
man. I mean, other than that though, I could say the kickoff, the pace of the kickoff, like seeing everybody out there in Saudi, the reception that some of the superstars were getting, I'm looking forward to the matches tomorrow. Like again, Cody and Gunther. I want to ask you right now, like, cause you know SmackDown was obviously taped, so we can make this a little bit like crown jewel predictions along with what happened on SmackDown, cause what happened on SmackDown is kind of going to lead us into the pay per view.
Hmm.
So you know, Gunther and Cody, they main evented tag team tonight, but we also got them. We got Gunther on the kickoff. Do you think Goldberg is still gonna have some involvement? Like,
Before we get into that, I want to talk about Gunther put Cody to sleep and KO just sitting there just watching.
man, I'm not gonna lie. Cody
With
should
Randy
have
laid out.
reacted. Cody should have reacted quicker. But I understand he had like Gunther had to get them paws on him, but he kind of just looked at Kevin like I feel like that might have something down the road too. Like Randy might look at that like he just sits and you ain't really jump at that like you know what I'm saying? You just looked at him for a second like so I don't know. Kevin Owens though, this character arc he's on right now is funny to me. He's
And
just
here,
he's crashing
here's
out.
here's the crazy part about all of this that just dawned upon me. With the exception of the Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed match, Kevin Owens got a bone to pick with every other man that's competing tomorrow.
Mm.
You can probably make a case for Seth and Bronson for shits and giggles, but run down the U.S. title triple threat, the match with the Bloodline, Cody and Gunther. He wants smoke with all of them.
Yeah,
So it would be very different yet entertaining if KO just crashed out in every single match in some way, shape, or form. I'd be all here for it because you're establishing that he is absolutely unhinged. But I just want to point that out there.
what do you think main events tomorrow? What's been the word of the main event? What Gunther and Cody?
A lot of people want the Bloodline for
I mean,
obvious
for the
reasons,
yeah,
but I don't think this one has to be the main event this time. This chapter is a little different. I kind of want to see Cody and Gunther main event because there's that uncertainty in Cody, and again, he could KO could come out attack him. Randy could try to help him. We get some type of chaos or whatever. Gunther could just beat him clean, but I don't see Cody winning tomorrow at all. But okay, so if the Bloodline doesn't main event tomorrow, is there any match that would be worthy of it?
just the men's crown jewel
May,
because I feel like that should
maybe
be the
maybe
thing.
the women's match because the possible cash in.
Mm,
I mean, have you heard? Were you listening to the crowd at the pre-show today, the kickoff show
mm-hmm.
today? They were getting a little loud, and they've been very hyper focused on history as of late. And if we were to get a cash in the main event of Crown Jewel, and Triple H wants to talk about kicking off a new era, that'd be one hell of a way of doing it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's gonna be a cash in from
But
the
that being
main
the main event
event.
is completely unlikely. But it would shock me if they actually went that route.
Man,
Because again, they want a WrestleMania. They're okay. What better way to test the WrestleMania waters than have a cash in the main event? I'm just trying to think business moves for him. But that's gonna be the fascinating one.
it just gotta feel like a like I don't know like the way they trying to sell me on the crown jewel championship match is like it's cool, but on the other hand, it's really not what you're saying.
The
Like,
belts aren't leaving the country either, apparently, as we learned today.
mm.
I don't,
So whenever they was out here these few times, that was the
that
good
after
looks.
that's gonna be it. Yep.
Mm.
Which I don't necessarily mind that, unless, but it's one of those that when it's time for the crown jewel, King Queen of the Ring, and all the other shows that they get, you better hype them up while they're here in the States, leading up to it. Like, don't treat it like all the shit from the past. Like, you want this to mean something? All right, put your money where your mouth is this time.
They do feel short notice the last two Saudi events. Like, and when I mean short notice, I mean like the King and Queen of the Ring. It felt like okay, it was rumored we're gonna get the King and Queens back. Then they actually did it. Then the Crown Jewel, it's like okay, we get Crown Jewel, but what is Crown Jewel gonna consist of? We usually know that's like fantasy matchups, whatever they want to see.
Well, like I said, they want Saudi wants a WrestleMania. They have a solid chance of testing the waters out, depending on how they lay out this card. And that crowd was very, very active today. And like we've been saying all year, is there going to be a show outside of the states that can match what France did earlier in the year?
They were definitely turning up today, like especially singing the entrances.
And
I don't know about
I don't think
matching
Saudi's
the
got the
loud.
decibel counters yet at these
Yeah, I'm
shows.
about. I don't think they matching the Vaughn, but they were pretty up there today.
Again, depending on who goes when, like, and again, this is the first show aside from a big four where we're getting more than 5 matches. We're getting 7.
Mm.
So for all you bitching and moaning, here you go.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I'm looking at the card right now. The the one I'm interested to really like see how it's gonna unfold is the Seth and Bronson match. Like, is that one just a regular one-on-one match? Is it like no disqualifications? What's the like?
I would like them to have Bronson Reed go over that match. I really would. But this is probably going to lead up to Seth versus Gunther or something of the source of that. Maybe I don't know where they go from it, but
Or is
I
this
would
a chance to get Seth out of here? We have Bronson destroy him and Seth doesn't pop back up to Rumble.
you could probably do that. And then that's an easy. I mean, if we're gonna get Punk and Seth anyways at Mania, why not have them piss each other off at the Rumble?
Mm-hmm. Cause you know once one of them is in the ring and the opposite's music hits, they're gonna get fucking irked.
Yep.
So I will also have. I'll be very surprised if like Seth goes over on him clean, just outclasses him.
That's what I'm afraid of. But with his matches as of late, it's one. I'm more curious as to how outlandish is he gonna dress because he's one of those guys that he can't have a bad match, and I kind of feel the same way with Bronson Reed.
Mm.
That match is going to be incredible. I would hope it's not a quick finish or whatever, but again, hopefully Bronson wins that one.
So all right, let me just get your official because I'm looking at the call. Let me get your official winners though. Who would you have winning for Cody and Gunther?
Gunther, I've been saying that all month.
Gunther, okay.
Yeah, again, preferably Gunther beats the dog shit out of him like we saw to close up the main event today. But if Cody wins, there has to be a shitload of shenanigans.
I want
Otherwise, it's you're taking the
I want to
piss at
throw a
everything.
weird. I want to throw a weird variable. What if Ludwig costs Gunther the match against Cody?
I need to see Randy and or KO involved as well. Again, it's got.
A lot
I
of
need.
shenanigans.
I need a complete dumpster fire for me to believe or to justify Cody winning that match. I need the mother of all what the fucks.
Mm.
But again, if you want to benefit everything, it's got to be Gunther winning because that's another Easter egg you can plant towards Roman versus Cody because Roman would have been like, I never would have
King
lost
K,
that.
appreciate you, King. Yes, sir. I just feel like it's almost hard to have Cody lose, and then it's already bad. He's been having like a lackluster run, and then have him lose against Gunther. So I think this would be like one of the highlights he can have. Other than
Let's be honest. I don't give a damn who you are. It's not the end of the world if you lose to Gunther.
that is true. That is true.
That's what, if anything, now you know where you stand as far as your manhood. It's just like losing to Brock. It's like it's not really the end of the world. It's like we know what he's gonna try to do. It's one of those, can you just match his energy? That's all he asks.
That's gonna be very interesting to see right there. I can't wait to see that match, honestly, and see what all can
I
they
do
do in that.
expect Cody's chest to bleed.
Mm. We expect some shenanigans at play there. We can both agree on. We got different winners. I got Cody winning by some shenanigans. I'm hoping this is like Ludwig, because selfishly I want to see Ludwig and Gunther go at it, and I think this could
I
be a
need some
way.
borderline Mania Night 2 shenanigans where everyone just comes out.
He said he got Walter winning as well.
Smart man.
The throwback. Brother Bowie, I see you in the building. So let's get on to. I mean, I'm just reading down the card by how it's here in front of me. Roman Reigns and the Usos. I like how they got that as the name versus the Bloodline. What you got going for this? Who's your money line on for this one?
Do we hear new music?
Nah,
Do we get the mashup? Like I said, you got a chance to make this Mania worthy. If they throw some extra bread, especially to have Roman Reigns come out with the Bloodline, the OG Bloodline, the ones, you got to make it special. Yes, they'll have the matching gear. Michael Cole's gonna blow a load, but imagine if we get a new mashup on top of it.
man. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Knowing them, they already probably got it done.
I think it's close up matchup we're gonna get is the the
Oh,
beginning
you
of
think we'll get a
Jimmy's
Survivor
Storm
Series?
Survivor Series, if anything.
Oh, okay.
Because we'll probably get some more Jimmy's music, the entrance, the little singles he got in the dun, 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 and then you'll get the Jay Uso. It's just me, Us.
I think we'll
Then we'll
get
get
Jay's
Roman.
last
You after Roman?
because again, like Jay's been saying, I am your equal.
I don't
Because
know.
it'll be one of
Roman
those.
ain't even come out today with them at the kickoff.
I'm just saying. Crash Out Jay been feeling a little extra disrespectful as of late. He said anyone get the smoke.
I want Roman in them to win, but I feel Bloodline gonna win and the final boss appears. So this is what I'm saying, right? Boom. I'm thinking like I don't know the exact numbers. If I'm not mistaken, the War Games match is usually 5-on-5, right?
Yep.
All right. So if that's in a month, well, it's in the same month. It's
At the
at
end
the
of the
end of the
month.
month. Yeah, I keep saying the next month, but it's at the end of the month. So we only got a few weeks. Sami Zayn is going to choose tomorrow. So then it'll make it if he
Is it
chooses
even an
solo
option
side,
though?
huh?
Is it even an option though?
I
I'm
don't
I'm
know.
thinking I'm saying he's already chosen sides.
You think he was solo? I think he playing
Yeah.
the possum again. I think he gonna go back to Roman. He just letting Solo and them feel comfortable. It'll be 5 on
Again,
their
he
side, and then
again again.
Usos and Roman 3.
Solo's gonna tell him, hey, they all put hands on you. I never laid a finger on you. Me and you, we were tied. I had your back in the day. Don't let him punk you like that. We got you.
You say you think he's gonna buy his business?
I'd be surprised by that.
Now, if he minds his business, then I'll kind of get what I want, which is just have the family involved in this. But the thing is, I'm interested to see who can we incorporate. 'Cause I think everybody's been dawning Roman and the Usos as like the OG bloodline? What if we really seeing like it could never be the OG bloodline unless you have Sammy and Solo. That was the original bloodline, in my opinion. Like if you gonna say it, you could
It,
never make the
it
true
started with them three.
with. But this is what I'm saying. But if we're
The
gonna go with
historic run started
five,
long before those two came in the fold.
man.
It's always been them three.
Mm.
Again, there is a hierarchy in the family. Solo, that's still Big Brother over there. Yeah, you got a Jacob, but Jacob ain't made Crash Out Jay yet. I didn't
I
know
don't know.
who's the three in the match.
It's seeming like they said Solo, Jacob, and Tamatonga. Tonga Low is just gonna be at ringside.
I like that because save the Gorillas and the Usos for another day. That I can appreciate.
Yeah, cause what I can envision is too, like at some point, this version of the bloodline with Solo, they kick Solo out and he gotta go back to Roman and the Usos anyway. Now too much damage has been made, but we also see moments where like how Jay tried to speak to Solo, he kind of tried to talk to him like yo, you know what I'm saying? You bugging out, bringing these dudes in, you causing a divide. So he's still trying to talk it into him. I don't know. I feel like there's ways.
I'm thinking the OG's gonna lose 5v3 tomorrow.
Honestly, too, I think what if the War Games match ain't even 5v5? They might just cut it down this shit to 4v4. Like I feel
But
like
again,
that can happen too. Like we in the era of doing everything new. They might break tradition.
okay. So say The Rock does side with Roman, hypothetically. Who's gonna be number 5? Who could there be number 5?
It would have to be one of the young studs.
Aside from Zilla
I mean, if Hikaleo is signed, that's their chance to probably bring the biggest member of the family through, or the tallest. Cause I think that's the
or
side that Roman and them miss.
If Rock doesn't pull up, then who else would you bring? Do you still call up Zilla, or do you let Zilla ride in NXT?
They might. I mean, I don't know. They changed Solo's name, so they could possibly
I don't
change.
think Zilla would change his name because they let everyone keep their name as of late.
Yeah, Jacob got his name, so Tamatunga. I mean, I don't know, but
The only one that's gotten a name change is Delta.
Roman side needs a dominant force on they need a dominant force on their side. Feel like the Usos are a great tag team, but there's no Jacob on that side. Roman is a great but he needs an enforcer like how he had Solo at some point. There's no enforcer over there. They just got each other right now.
That would be Zilla. Fit him like a glove.
And I always felt like there was avenue between Zilla and Solo to get into like the whole, you know what I'm saying? They both use the thumb, Umaga, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cross reference there. So it's like there's
And
shit that
Zilla
they could play
Jacob
off.
are a tag team in the Indies.
Hmm. So there's a lot that they can go to.
And
Tomorrow I feel we gotta see something though, in my opinion, that leads us.
but also at a following SmackDown when Sammy takes Solo's side. Can you imagine the look on Kevin Owens' face when they both make eye contact? It's gonna be on sight. Kevin gonna hurt that man.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a lot going on, especially for Kevin Owens. Like if it'd be like he really gonna have to crash out. Can't trust nobody. He's almost entering them Austin now. Now his stunner should mean like really mean more. Like he's in that Austin. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anyone territory.
And in some way, shape, or form, this could be one of those random events that happen that makes Cody dive more into the dark side. Because he's seen all this happen to his friends. Everything that he said has come to fruition. Again, Roman's back, so he's not the most popular guy anymore. Yeah, they still do the woe, but he senses that the power is
I mean, even that
coming from.
backstage segment with him and Randy, that was something
Mhm.
that we didn't see in person. Where he tells him save some of Kevin because I want some when you're done. Randy said ain't gonna be nothing left. So I thought that's something you don't really hear Cody like on this run say. Like
He
he
wanted blood.
yeah.
Like I was saying, wait till you guys see a dark-haired Cody. That man is going to be a menace to society.
It's just I'm interested. I really can't wait till tomorrow because I want to really see the conclusion of where we're gonna go with everything heading into Survivor Series. I want to see the landscape of Survivor Series. Like tomorrow's pretty much
Conclusion, hell, it's
see,
just getting started now.
man. Yeah, it's just like I just want this crown jewel to like get out the way, and we could get over these fantasy matchups, the Raw versus SmackDown matchups they got booked. The only cool one that I feel like got something to it is the Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, because we can actually see something unpredictable. Like you can see something unpredictable with Cody and Gunther too, but this one really has implications going forward on where Tiffany can be. She could be a champion on Raw, she could be a champion on SmackDown. So to me, I'm like, okay, I like the prospect of what's going on with them storylines there for the females. For the guys, I gave my opinion on that. I would
Well,
have liked to see Cody and Gunther.
let's get into this to the women's crown jewel matchup real quick.
Hmm.
I'm going to call it right now. Tiffany walk away with the SmackDown Championship.
Mm. Mm. I think it's almost like that. If I'm Tiffany Stratton, that's the smartest thing to do. You going after Liv? She got Raquel on her side. It's just an uphill battle. And Tiffany,
You don't want to
Nia
be in Rhea's
Jax,
crossfires either.
yeah, and Nia Jax has
But she's
been
going to be back in a couple
playing
months.
you. Yeah, so this is your way. You flirted with the idea tonight of if you take the championship from Liv Morgan, does Dom come with it? You know what I'm saying? That was spicy, right?
So you don't care that he's already almost sloppy seconds? Sucia.
Man, we just putting Dom over. He's just that damn over. All the ladies
No,
want him.
but also, could you imagine if Dom
Okay, so I see you out
switches
there.
up to Tiffany and just dumps Liv?
Yo, that would be crazy. Like he. I mean, lied, cheating, still.
I go where the money's at. She could buy me more chicken tenders than you can afford now. That would be hilarious.
That definitely would be. I think like Tiffany Stratton though cashing in on Nia Jax is the smarter move for her. Like it could easily be a ref spot. Raquel interferes, puts out Nia Jax. It's just it seems easier that way. If she
But
chooses to go live, I'll be kind of surprised.
also, if you put the belt on Tiffany, then we'll get to see what she can really do. Because then you can match her up with Bailey again, Naomi, Michin, Jade, Bianca.
Hmm.
You put her through the ringer.
Definitely put her in a lot of fresh matchups at a high level, main event level as well. So I mean, I think if she gets a successful cash in tomorrow, it's gonna be great for her going forward.
Again, if she were to win, I am now excited for any matchup for the women's title for that brand. Nothing against Nia, but we've seen it with all these folks before. Let's see Tiffany have around now.
So you mentioned Jade, you mentioned Bianca. Where do you feel they're gonna be at with their tag team match tomorrow? Do you think they're gonna successfully defend their tag team championships?
Now, for shits and giggles, I would love the Meta Girls to have the belts.
Mm.
Purely for shits and giggles. But I don't know. Aside from them, I can see a case for all the teams involved. But if by some chance Jade and Bianca lose this one, can we please start something with them now? Please. We all want to see it. I mean, now again, if they're gonna make us wait till Mania, I get it, but find something new for them.
I feel like this is a chance to either elevate one of these tag teams, like you said, metaphor. We could just put them on the spotlight. We've been seeing them
You can put it back on Damage Control.
damage control. The metaphor, they've been on TV every week on the Humble
Mm-hmm.
coming up.
All three shows.
Yep. You could go back Chelsea Green and Piper Niven's route. See what y'all got there again. But like you said, the main money is the question with Jade and Bianca. Um, I was listening to like JD Solomonster. They feel like Bianca, this is the most irrelevant she's looked. And I feel like I think it. We spoke about this where I didn't really care to see them as a tag team for that much longer. It was like cool, let's get them in. We thought they was gonna do the big three with Naomi, but singles competition is where both of them belong. And I feel like this tag team run that they on, it doesn't do nothing for them. It don't even do nothing for the tag team division because, in my opinion, it's like it's hard to put Jade and Bianca in a regular match. We've seen this before. They had to lose the tag team championships at a match like this in Scotland at
Mm-hmm.
Clash. And if that's how they're gonna continue to lose the championships,
Just cut it.
and then to let's say if they lose and then compete for the championships again, what are we doing? We just want to make them have the most women's tag team championships in his like what
Who do you give them next?
now I think them and Metaphor one on one might. But the only thing is, it's so much of a mismatch because I feel like Lash Legend is gonna be the only one. Like Jakara is nice, but if I'm looking at her
There's
versus
only so much
Bianca,
to do.
yeah, like Bianca is just gonna dog walk her, and then Lash got to hold it down with Jade. But outside of that, like you
Hey,
said,
I'm
there's
sure
nothing
Bianca can
really.
hold her own against Lash.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
I
now then,
won't
if
bet
you
against
put in
that.
Jakara, if you put in Jakara against Jade, then
I'm
that
just saying either way.
like
Okay, again, either one of them girls could take on Lash handily.
man. So it's like I don't know who else you could put. And with this, I see you out there. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I don't know where the ladies are gonna go with the championship. I do think that Belair and Cargill are gonna retain, honestly. And if they lose again, like I said, they lose again to then want to compete for these championships again, I'm gonna be disappointed because like I'm starting to dislike the feel that we gotta wait for a certain time of the year to get certain matchups. I hate that we gotta things are a WrestleMania match. This is a like
My concern is, aside from maybe a team of a Charlotte and Becky, who's going to take the belt off of them? Maybe Naomi and Bailey. Maybe.
I mean I thought before there was legs when they had that stare down with Nia Jackson, Tiffany Stratton. I thought there was a chance for Tiffany and Nia to walk around with the tag team belts and still have like Nia could have basically been a double champion and Tiffany could have like teased cashing in on her tag team champion, on her partner.
Now you could have something with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I'd be invested in that matchup.
We've seen Shayna put a nice rear naked choke on Jade as you
I mean,
know.
technically, she choked her out at Clash.
Yeah, we seen
Technically,
we seen the the tap that wasn't the tap. So I mean that should be a good match in itself. Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, Andrade. Yeah, who you got? United States Championship match.
at
Triple
this
threat.
point, anybody but LA Knight.
Oh, really?
I don't think he needs the belt. It was fun while it lasted. I wouldn't mind seeing something to where Melo and Andrade both pin LA Knight, and then that's how we close out the match.
Mm.
That'd be my preferred finish
Damn,
because,
I'm
as
surprised
we
you got that
know,
right.
Game 7 got kind of a little screwy there. So they got.
I think Carmelo for me. Like I would like to see
I'm cool with either or.
yeah, I would like to see Carmelo come out on top and then you know what I'm saying? Other things could circle around for LA Knight and Andrade. They could find their way back. But I'd really like to see Carmelo in that spotlight with the chip on his shoulder. And you know what I'm saying?
Do we get a Logan Paul sighting?
That would be fun too. I'm not gonna lie, I do miss him on WWE program and like his last run to me was like I feel like it wasn't the most he didn't have the most title defenses, but it felt like he was really a superstar after like what led up to him winning the championship from Rey Mysterio and then just like him holding the belt. It was like, all right, yeah, I'm used to Logan Paul being on the program and so and I do think he is like somebody that he's a former US champion. I'd like to see him mix it in did we get to see him mix it in with Andrade or Carmelo? I know
I
he
think with
did
both of
Kev
them.
I know he did Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Ricochet, Ray, Cole. I don't really remember too much Logan Paul getting in the ring with Andrade or Carmelo for like a one-on-one, you know? I could be wrong. I think they might have been in a triple threat match or something. Or I don't know, but I don't really remember too much of a one-on-one. But I definitely like to see Carmelo take the championship right there. I think it's about time he gets a good look. And I think the only other match we ain't touch on was Randy and Kevin.
I got KO beating the shit out of Randy.
Best
Hit
work from
hit one of
Logan
those.
with Roman. Roman carried him. Nah, I feel that.
It'd be one
I
of
didn't like
those.
him being in that match.
It'd be one of those. You made me do this. So real quick, back to the U.S. title match. So uh, the day before, let's see, when would be the end of the month, right?
The what? The 29th?
At minimum, he's looking at maybe anywhere from a 4 to 8 hour flight, depending on where he's going to be at in the country. So he could pop up,
Who?
Logan Paul.
For what? Crown Jewel?
He could. I wouldn't put it past him.
And why you said the what you was asking about the end of the month?
No, I was trying to see like depending on like because in between all of this is going to be the Jake Paul and Tyson fight. So basically, it's gonna be going from Texas to wherever the next show is going to be at, so which would be Canada. So it's not that far.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It'd be a manageable schedule for him. Is what I'm saying.
But yeah, tomorrow's event is looking like it's gonna be a cool one. Start time of 1 p.m. Eastern time for me over here. So it's
10
gonna be an
a.m.
afternoon, early morning for you.
My pre-show starts at 8 a.m.
Man, I feel like you said they pretty much gonna show us today's kickoff mixed
Hopefully,
in.
it's not just today's kickoff.
Man, now I got faith it's gonna be mixed in with other stuff, but we might see a lot of that stuff on there. Cause I'm thinking I seen the kickoff show start off was for 11 over here as well, so they doing the 2 hour thing is it's crazy.
Again, I'm
Yeah.
hoping for as many shenanigans as physically possible. Give me chaos.
Do we get the final boss tomorrow?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Do we get a new Bloodline member?
Sammy
Mm.
joining the new bloodline.
Oh, you peeped he wasn't on the kickoff today. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you because we didn't get to spin a block on it. Goldberg, is he involved in any way? I think I don't want to say the high. I think a few weeks has passed by since Bad Blood and
If he does come in, I say Gunther still wins.
mm, Sammy needs to go back home.
I mean, he won't be far from him once they're in Saudi. I'm just saying, public knowledge. Don't get mad.
Is there a chance that Tiffany doesn't have a successful cash in tomorrow? Candice LeRae could possibly help Nia Jax. They've had a little partnership.
I'd be surprised if Tiffany's cash is successful. That's gonna piss the entire internet off.
I mean, home as an OG bloodline. I'm screaming. Throw them ones up. Throw them up. I'm with it. I'm with it. I just
No,
I want to see because I felt like the announcement for this match, like again, going on what we seen on SmackDown tonight, they threw the graphic up 3-on-3, and we still didn't get the full reunion yet between Roman and the Usos in the ring yet. So it's I want to see how they put it together in the match after I acknowledge my tribal chief Roman Reigns. Let's go.
but again, Solo's gonna have a new ally in Sami Zayn, and that's really gonna set Jay off. the this chapter is the reintroduction of Jey Uso, and we're going to see one incredible climax tomorrow morning and afternoon.
Hmm. We did see Roman and the Usos in the ring. No, but I'm saying if you go back and watch that segment before they even before Jay even said he was equals and all of that, you got Corey Graves selling what we're about to see tomorrow. Oh, this is a treat. Bloodline versus Bloodline, civil bloodline, or the, whatever they say in the Bloodline War.
with the Civil War.
Yeah, they announcing it on the package as the blood as Usos and Roman getting in the ring and stuff to cut their stuff. And then I found it like funny because I was in the building last week when they taped this, so we don't get to hear none of this or see any of that on the screen. So again, when we heard it in person, it was like Crown Jewel tomorrow. Like what?
Again, the Bloodline story is in an interesting spot, especially with its timing. They haven't let us down yet, so we shall see.
Oh yeah, I think it's always gonna lead to some fire moments. It's just like the unanswered questions, like that be getting. I don't know to everybody else, but for me, it's like I would like to know how 1 week or like within a matter of few days, what changed your mind? You know what I'm saying? Other than
Well,
the
like,
obvious, like they costed you the titles, but okay.
like I said, I mean, from what they said earlier during the pre-show to what Jay said on SmackDown today, he did his best to tie all those knots, and he covered most of the bullet points. He said, "Okay, we're not all the way back, but I'm here because we're family, and but you give me one reason, you can get it, you can get it, and I'm out again."
Mm-hmm.
So I think Sammy's actions will solidify that he will be all the way back in the family.
Mm. We
I'll
shall
even say
wait and
I'll
see.
even say that Jay hits a spear in front of Roman to save Roman.
That'd be crazy. If he hits the spear to save Roman, ooh, we got Minnesota just beating Denver 119 to 116.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Man. And that's like the second time I want to say this week or within the past week and a half I seen the Nuggets lose like that to but like within 3 point game. That's tough. Like you said, they can't just do it by themselves right there. Yo, wow. Anthony Edwards has 7 3 pointers, 29 points.
OKC's ahead by 19 right now.
Who?
OKC.
On who? Against who?
Por-
Portland?
mm-hmm.
Mm. Hawks lost again. Who they lost to? That emo got it.
Hawks lost to my Kings. What you mean?
Man. Damn.
SGA's got 30.
Yeah, they dusting them. That's crazy.
Well, how long can they stay undefeated?
Who's undefeated?
OKC.
They could keep. Oh, let me see. They got the Clippers today, so I don't know. That might be a game for them.
No, OKC's got Portland right now.
No, I'm saying, well, after like it's midnight over here for me already, so
Ah,
it's the next day. Yeah, they got the Thunder and the Clippers at 10:30 tonight. Yeah,
Minnesota and San
Portland
Antonio's gonna be a good
ass.
one.
Portland is definitely ass.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Minnesota.
they even picked up 2 wins this season so far. 2 and 3.
Who you got out of Minnesota and San Antonio?
I think Minnesota could get that, but San Antonio, like Wemby, he been playing alright the last game. So
He getting that grown man strength. That's what he's doing.
yeah, anything could happen with him for real. But I think against the real dominant West teams, the Spurs, they don't be doing that well. Cavs undefeated as well, 6-0.
Yep.
Say why SmackDown instead. Yeah, even though I was at SmackDown, I wanted to see like the little things I missed, and which was the Bloodline solo at the table talking with the Tongans and Jacob. Then we also had not Roman, Cody and Randy Orton talking backstage. Motor City Machine Guns with A Town down under look like they're gonna get into a program
I
next
did
week.
like the little Miss TV shout out.
You say you didn't?
I appreciated that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I feel like they're gonna put on a good one too. They bringing A Town down under back.
That'll be a really good test for Austin Theory matchup with one of them.
Oh yeah. Yep. So I mean, that's pretty much it for SmackDown. SmackDown didn't really have a lot going on because it's to go home. It was a double taping. They gave us some fire moments though. I could say that. Like they did what
I
they
thought it was
could.
pre-tape, kind of like killed the buzz for it.
And this is why I didn't want to be too critical when I was asking a question about, or just stating that it's 2024. Do we really need to make it look like it's live? Like, oh, tomorrow at Crown Jewel. Do we have to do that?
And have Cole remind us that they're in Brooklyn.
Or could we just play it off like nah, this is part two to, but we giving the superstars a chance to head home.
Or they could have did something clever, saying SmackDown Barclays Night 1, not Barclays Night 2.
But that's the problem with having the Jimmy the bloodline shit sprinkled in on Raw a little bit. That like,
Yeah. Like I said, they have yet to steer us wrong.
hmm
Hopefully that streak continues. And at what point do we reintroduce the wise man?
I think it will almost have to be at War Games or like just like a after War Games, but War Games.
And that's why I have the ones taking a pinfall, ultimately being succumbed to 5 men versus 3.
Yeah, it felt a little. Mm.
And then the following SmackDown, we'll hear Roman tell either Jimmy or Jay, I talked to him. Just simple as that.
Remember how Paul Heyman would tell the phone, call Roman Reigns, call
Call, call.
Wiseman. That'd be fire. See, like even like little things like that, I'd be happy with. But like you said today, they try to give us a little effort in terms of, all right, we not all the way good. I'm hit, boom. But if you double cross me, you don't treat me fair, it's up. You could get it. So I get that effort. I just hope that after this rushed portion of it, we don't treat the rest of it so rushed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what rushed looks like, but this just it didn't feel all the way right for me just yet. Even like I'm gonna be honest, even like the little moment between Sammy and Jay, I wasn't in favor of. I wasn't in favor of like why is Sammy going hard right now on Jay instead of like kind of being supportive of him and then easily just goes to Solo knowing what type of time Solo's been on. So it's like it's things with Sammy that I hope that they make sense also. Which, like you said, they haven't steered us wrong. So I got faith that in due time. But just slow things been coming. Like again, I look back to Jay and Sammy was just good talking about going after the Raw Tag Team belts from Judgment Day. Complete 360. We away from that.
At what point do you save the Usos versus the Gorillas? At what, Saturday Night's Main Event or Rumble Chamber or a random SmackDown?
We might as well have a whole Bloodline PLE.
Well, they could bring back Day One. You never know.
So you don't think the final boss got a little hand on any of that?
I'd be surprised if he makes the flight. I think he's more likely to appear at Survivor Series, either during or after the War Games match or alongside a Roman. But still, it's like they'll probably call it Bloodline Rules or whatever during the War Games match. So it could be 4 versus 5, could be 5 versus 5. Um, I'd be it wouldn't surprise me if Cody would be that fifth man,
Lord save us.
but Cody tries to snake Roman during the match or whatever, and then bails out. Like maybe he takes an early pinfall, and then they tell him, "Oh no, it's his first pinfall to win." But yeah, maybe he tries to snake him, and then he gets got later on. I don't know, but yeah, this is gonna be a weird one, especially now that Sammy has chosen that side.
You know what I
That's what
feel like? Sometimes part of me feel like uh we kind of already got to most of the Solo and Roman stuff. Like they done already like whether it hasn't even been a singles match, but we done seen them exchange blows, whatever, a few times in the ring in the tag team match with Cody and all of that. It just feels like I think the Tongans and Jacob are meant to have the faction and kick Solo out at some point. Cause I'm waiting for like losses to have consequences.
until Roman beats Solo 1-on-1. I don't see that happening. I think the Solo one's gonna ride for. I wouldn't be surprised if it lasts till after Mania. Would not surprise me at all.
We shall see.
I don't think we missed anything else.
Nah, I think that's pretty much all covered. And tomorrow, if we do, I got a few things to do. I'm gonna go out with Snakes at that event tomorrow. So I know I'm
Nice.
probably gonna catch the first half of Crown Jewel. Then I'm gonna probably have to rewatch the other half at the end. But probably bring y'all the recap of Crown Jewel late Saturday, later on today or Sunday if possible. So y'all stay tuned in for that too. You know what I'm saying? Anything else before we get out of here?
Uh, Roman and The Rock have touched down in Saudi.
Mm.
Buckle up, boys.
Ooh wee.
Forget anything we said the last half an hour.
Ooh wee.
Did not plan for that to pop up right when I opened up Twitter.
Hmm.
Okay, so we shall expect hell tomorrow. That's one way to wrap it up.
You're right. And who posted that?
One second. The Two Heads One Table podcast.
Hmm.
So yeah, we will see some fireworks. Like I said, you want to make this a WrestleMania? They have a few opportunities.
And you want to know what's also funny?
What?
They released Indy Hartwell on this episode of this taped SmackDown.
Yeah, a lot of folks weren't happy about that one.
She, I mean, if this was back in the day, she could have pulled the Rick Rude.
Well, they saw the 90-day no compete.
That's what I'm saying. If it was back in the day, there would have been none of that. And if AEW was live on Fridays with what is it they do on Fridays? Collision.
You know how funny that would have been?
What is it? Rampage. Imagine Indy would have showed up on both.
That'd have been hilarious.
You see the report?
Which one?
Nah, that's what Amethyst said. I'm assuming the Rock one. The Rock and Roman have touchdown in Saudi.
Only guy that matters is here now.
Hmm. Some are saying that's an old video.
Let's see.
That's an old video. Yeah. Some are saying that's from the Las Vegas WrestleMania kickoff. Tried to get people going with that. But again,
Could have
though,
been,
like
yeah.
somebody said in the post, it gives me hope, though. You know what I mean? It might not happen, but I feel like that's the one thing I haven't seen in Saudi was The Rock pop out over there. Out of all the things we've got, we've seen Saudi able to get from WWE, Sean coming out of retirement.
But again, we see how much money they're throwing out for last minute stuff potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they could have. And again, that just goes back to they won a WrestleMania. Okay, let's prove it.
I hope The Rock not there. He's born. Nah. But yeah, I mean, I guess
Or what if Rock pulls up on Cody and Gunther snakes him? Possibility.
uh,
That's the least likely one. That one might be the funniest one, at least.
so fuck him over real quick.
It'll be the
WrestleMania
Rock. It'll
type
be
of
the Rock
video.
cosplaying as the Undertaker. How about that?
Mm. I think almost most certainly tomorrow I would like for Crown Jewel to set up what's gonna happen with the Bloodline at War Games, if that's the direction. Kind of like a cliffhanger, like where we got at Bad Blood with the Rock coming out at the. I would like some
Well,
kind
it's
of
likely.
cliffhanger. Yeah. But chat, y'all see that QR code? Before I tune up the music, y'all go hit that. Hit the pause. Go show support. We're gonna play the outro music for the channel. Crown Jewel. We will be back tomorrow.
Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight. Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out the arena, big smile, low, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight. Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out the arena, big smile, low, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters, pow, pow, it's off the hip. Pow, it's off the hip. Chillin' chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, get rid a big smile on, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. Pow. I got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. We got some shooters, pow.